our game.
Blessed are the joke makers.
Why?
It's just saying he just wants to watch people like kind of be uncomfortable.
It works.
Nick has been calling me out lately because I asked people. We were with a couple last night that are 1 year into dating, and I go, "Have either one of you ever experienced love at first sight?" And they both looked, and Nick goes, "Why do you do this to people?"
These are people's lives, Jeff.
Yeah.
And you're just like trying to like pull the levers and twist the dials.
But I was so entertained.
Well, yeah, you were.
You were loving,
and that's
you
what
were
matters.
absolutely loving it.
No, he's a big fan of the social hand grenade.
Yes.
He loves
That's
tossing those
That's a
things.
great word for it.
He just wants to see what happens. Welcome to the bonus episode on Friday. This is the Beatitudes, a podcast for Christian men seeking to grow in humor and holiness with one another as we seek to serve God in all that He desires of us. My name is Paul Kolker, and I am joined by Nick Besner.
That's me.
And Jeff Schiffelbein.
Blessed to be here, Paul.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
That sounded so authentic.
So blessed.
Yes. Yeah. Hashtag blessed.
If we don't say authentic 10 times, we lose our sponsorship from authentic.com.
Oh, my. And we are joined again by Todd Storch, who we had an amazing conversation with on Monday. So if you missed that, go back and watch it. Do not deprive yourself of that. That
Press
was beautiful.
pause.
Yes.
Go back to the main episode. It's incredible.
We give you full permission to not watch this one. You
Yeah.
gotta watch that one.
And then come back and then watch it. We're on the same wavelength, ladies and gentlemen. Well, before we get into it with Todd, because we got into it last time and it just went so deep and in the most beautiful way, we're going to start with our goofiness first. And we're just going to burn that real quick before we find out more profundity here.
Burning goofiness. That's what we're known for.
So,
what I always say.
we got our game.
Blessed are the joke makers.
Why?
It's just saying he just wants to watch people like kind of be uncomfortable.
It works.
Nick has been calling me out lately because I asked people. We were with a couple last night that are 1 year into dating, and I go, "Have either one of you ever experienced love at first sight?" And they both looked, and Nick goes, "Why do you do this to people?"
These are people's lives, Jeff.
Yeah.
And you're just like trying to like pull the levers and twist the dials.
But
and
I was so entertained.
Well, yeah, you were.
you were loving,
and that's
you
what
were
matters.
absolutely loving it.
No, he's a big fan of the social hand grenade.
Yes.
He loves
That's
tossing those
That's a
things.
great word for
He
it.
just wants to see what happens.
But guys, I run in after I throw it,
Well,
so
sure.
I'm part of it.
And as you're running in, you're carrying one of these microphones.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Gotta
How
capture
was
this.
that?
There's blood and guts all over me, and I love it. Humor shrapnel everywhere. All right.
There's emotional blood and guts.
Goodness. Yeah.
Mostly embarrassment. Figuratively.
Figuratively.
We went old English there. Figuratively.
You figureth it out.
Yeah.
Just getting his characters ready.
Well, in Blessed are the joke makers. No, I won't use that yet. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
As
We'll
Morgan,
see. We'll
as
see.
Morgan Freeman.
I was 35 years old when I first
actually-
met Andy Dufresne.
You could totally do like a Ponzi scheme and read whatever card you want. I never look at your cards. Like,
Ha-ha.
yeah, you
A
could.
points Ponzi scheme.
What are you talking about? Okay.
All right, Todd, how many points is this one worth?
It's a lot of pressure.
It's 92 points.
This is a big
92.
one. And are
Big
you?
one.
You think you're playing or you think you're judging? We want to
I'm
give you
judging. There's no doubt about it.
I did not hesitate.
Wow.
We all know our place in this world.
Yep. And
Good.
now I'm super nervous with how authoritative that was. All right. So the character card is Thrill Seeker, in parentheses, Adrenaline Junkie. And we have to, as that character, answer the following question or the following prompt. Here we go. It is Doubting Thomas wished he was known for blank.
Check this out, man. I just got done talking to Doubting Thomas, and he wishes instead of trying to put his fingers in Christ's wound, he put his whole head in there.
People call me Doubting Thomas, but I wish I proclaimed it from the rooftops as Shouting Thomas.
I like to pause afterwards.
Thanks.
Just
Yeah.
Just own it. Yeah.
Give me 1 second here.
Are you feeling this?
Can I get a read of the card again one more time?
Could you use it in a sentence?
Yes.
As a thrill seeker, parentheses, adrenaline junkie, Doubting Thomas wished he was known for blank.
The last time you passed, you got 450 points. I'm not passing. Stop. Get out of my head.
As a thrill seeker, Doubting Thomas wished that he was known for jumping out of an airplane.
Listen, I appreciate that
Yes.
you had to go through a process and you put it out there.
You did.
There is a lesson for everybody in there. Todd, don't give him too much credit for that.
The lesson was everyone's points. No.
Yeah. Everyone received emotional points there. But Todd, who won the real points?
This is really, really simple. You push through, you get 92.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Oh my goodness. Do you even feel guilty about this?
No.
Yeah, I don't see any guilt at all on
A
your
little
face.
bit of divine mercy, maybe. Is that what was going on there?
I'm going to win season 1. I'm getting the prize.
Oh, Paul, on a road trip, we were like, at some point we should have season 1 come to an end so we can reset the clock. We don't know when that is.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
We'll come up with it.
after
Okay.
episode 50.
Yeah.
Every 50 episodes.
50. That makes sense.
So bad.
Man, I don't even know when I'm being the T in T-ball, but I'm always setting it up right here, and he's just knocking it.
You bet.
Can't hit it if it's a normal pitch, though. Thanks for seeing it up.
Good, because I would probably hit the batter. Okay, so we phoned your son. We called him Todd. Actually, I don't even think we've mentioned that Todd's on the show yet.
No, I
Oh, you did. You did a great job. Sorry, I was
We
just
told
looking
people
at
to
him. I'm
stop
like,
listening.
Who are you again?
exactly. Hey, you can see that we had a guest one time where we had to write up, Jeff is old, Paul has hair, and Nick laughs, so that our guests wouldn't get our names wrong.
A lot of stuff skyrocketing at the same time.
That's right.
it.
Stuff is skyrocketing.
Yeah.
This board over here that nobody can see is actually for Beatitudes level 2.1, which you just reached. Congratulations.
Level up.
Okay, so called your son. He's a good dude. I like him. He's a Beatitude.
Yes, he is.
He's a wonderful, wonderful dude. And I just said, who do you consider, Ryan, who do you consider that your father considers to be a hero of his? And you know who he named? Harland Storch. And so I wanted to just put you on the spot, complete surprise. Tell us who Harland is and why he's a hero to you.
Man.
I got you again. Oh, no. Here we go again. We're going to go on this roller coaster of deep emotion.
Oh,
but I'm ready.
man.
We already did the laughter. What did we do? We burned our...
We burned our game, burned the fun, burned the goofiness.
Burned
That's-
the goofiness.
that's what it
we had
was.
a goof burn, and now we're
did.
to Harland Storch.
We're going to push through.
Okay.
Harland Storch is my hero. He's my dad's father, so he's granddad. We call him granddad.
Yeah.
Man, this guy, similar to what earlier when we were talking about father-in-laws, there's a lot of stuff that you said. He's granddad. This man could build anything. And in fact, what he did build is he loved getting boxes of just stuff. Specifically, this stuff was about cars. And he built a 1939 Cord. He built a 1976 Toyota some such and another.
That's my favorite car.
I think it's coming back.
Okay.
And you know what this guy did? I always told them as a kid, and I don't really know why, but I love Ford Mustangs, and I loved the old Mustangs. On my 16th birthday, he drove to San Antonio, where I lived, and he gave me a completely restored 1966 Ford Mustang. Now, I got to help him build it along the way, which was great summer, and I'm sure my dad just dropped me off and said, see you later. But this guy could do anything. His heart was huge. I learned about using your hands and, sticking with it and pushing through because, literally, he would rebuild these cars from the bottom down. And that's just one simple story about him. But he just epitomized acceptance and just gratitude. And he had this belly laugh. And he was just love to me.
Yeah.
He passed away, but he he just epitomized, a little bit of the type of, granddad, grandfather, that I really want to be able to become, to my grandkids. Yeah, he's awesome. That was a cool thing he did.
Well, and it's interesting because, in the last show we asked about each other's father-in-laws. So I just quickly did a gut check with Ryan. I said, we cool to ask this question? And he said, yeah, but he said, you want to kind of get him right in the feels? Ask about Harland. When did Granddad pass?
So I'll tell you another story about him. But long story short, he got cancer, and I was in college, and they loved to travel. So Granddad, and we called her Gigi, my grandmother, they loved to travel, and they were really cool. So he would build these cars, and they'd go to these antique car shows. And my grandmother, she would, make all these antique dresses from 1939, and this was their Airstream, adventures that they were doing. And he wanted to go. You got to go back to, this is late 80s. I graduated college in 91, so this is late 80s. And he wanted to go and take his wife to Russia when it became open again to go. I mean, you got to remember about, the Berlin Wall falling and all that type of stuff. And he's like, we got to go. I want to see this before I pass away. And he figured out a way to do that. And, he passed away, but I just this guy pushed through. He figured it out. He fought cancer and made this trip because it was important to him and his wife. And that was, of course, tremendously sad, but he just left a wealth of just amazing stories and feels.
Yeah. And isn't it cool when we talk about on the first episode for people that missed it that, your daughter Taylor passes away after a ski accident, and she outlives herself in many ways. One of them is organ donation. Other parts are the inspiration for the Taylor's Gift Foundation and all the resources. And then you think of Harland, and here's a man who passes away, and he lives on through the way you are just as a human, but now as a new grandfather, less than a year old with your first grandchild. You are the living legacy of Harland, and I have no doubt that he's smiling down on the way that you are being and showing up as a grandfather.
Well, I appreciate that. Claire, my granddaughter, Ryan's first child.
The blondest kid in America.
Man, yeah.
I mean, it looks like a blonde bomb got dropped on her head.
Yeah, with a big happy smile attached to it. Yes, she's amazing.
And a blue ribbon for first prize, blondest competition.
Yeah, she's amazing, and they're amazing parents. I mean, Ryan and Jordan are unbelievable parents of a 5-month-old. I'm so proud of them. So,
to brag on your son for a second, the first time I ever met him, I was like jaw open because he was describing that part of his discernment was to go and live with and work alongside the Franciscan Friars of the Renewal in New York City, like doing homeless ministry. But like when people hear this, if you don't know anything about the CFRs, the Franciscan Friars of the Renewal, you don't understand. It's not like they go and pass something out at a soup kitchen. They go into the gutters and in the abandoned subways, and they don't just speak to people or hand them something. They encounter them. They hug them. They pray with them. It is a deep, serious mission to be the light of Christ to others by just being there. Your son went and did that.
Did you know when he did this?
No.
The summer of 2020.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
There was a lot of discussion.
If anybody doesn't know what happened in 2020, look it up.
You're probably 3 years old. Maybe 2.
Oh, the conversations around how do we say no, but how do we let him go?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we're talking COVID. We're talking New York City. Just flash back a little bit.
Yeah.
And he was adamant. He's like, this is what I am supposed to do.
Wow.
And we just prayed through it.
When he got married to Jordan, one of the CFRs was the celebrant for the wedding that married them. But I think there must have been 6 or 7 other priests, because why not? Jordan and Ryan have blessed so many people, including the religious community, with their devotion to prayer, their apostolates, their missionary focus, and that this guy goes and says, I'm just going to go be with the CFRs in one of the craziest moments in history because that's what I'm called to do.
He was discerning if he should be a priest.
Yeah. Well, it's beautiful.
And he's like, I need to go figure this out.
Beautiful.
And thank God for Jordan.
Yeah, she's wonderful. She's actually, I think Jordan, your daughter-in-law, is somehow the connector of my life, because there's all these wonderful people in my life, including a woman who lived with us for the last year and a half, who left the Sisters of Life when she was called out. In her novitiate years, she felt in her discernment that Jesus was calling her to family life. I only know her because of Jordan, and now she is like my adopted adult foster child. Like, I can't even explain this. I love this 30-year-old woman as my child that's grown up, and I've only known her for 2 years thanks to Jordan. So, my man, any tips for some other men on how they can become more like you?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Where should we blazer shop? That's one of my questions.
From hairstylist
Pantone
to
319. Honestly, I mean, listen, life continues. We're all on a journey.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it is just amazing. Some of it is horrible. Some of it is. And I just got to tell you what, I mean, I am so blessed. I'll tell you one last story, but, God has blessed me. And I remember sitting next to Taylor after we had made the decision to donate her organs. And thank goodness my brother-in-law, Tara's oldest brother, Tara's my wife, and her oldest brother, he was there with us, thank goodness. And I looked at Bill, and I said, Bill, I'm holding you accountable. And he looked at me, and we're sitting in chairs and just full of snot and tears and everything else. And he goes, okay, for what? I go, Bill, I'm going to come back from this, meaning Colorado and the loss of Taylor, and I'm either going to destroy the world or I'm going to try to save it. And I go, I need your help pointing me in the right direction. And, I mean, God put that in me to ask for that, because I wasn't thinking about that. Heck, I don't even know what I was thinking about. But verbalizing that and having an accountability partner, and he became someone that I could reach out to. And I honestly believe that just God putting that in me to even have the words to say probably saved my life. Because it was a horrible situation, as you can imagine. And again, any tragedy is horrible, but I just think that every single one of us has opportunities every day of which way are we going to go. And there's nothing special about me. I've got great kids, pray a lot, have an amazing wife, and just wake up and try to do something good every day. And we all do that. I mean, you guys are doing it right now with the show, which, we're very blessed, and we appreciate you guys, putting that out. So I appreciate it.
I think this idea that we should pray for accountability, that's a gift. Accountability is a gift. And that when you think about the show, that accountability with other men is a real powerful gift. And you can do that generationally. You talk about your granddad. You can do it to Ryan, who I've seen as a young man become a leader. And I know I've mentored Ryan at times, but Ryan mentors me. And it is beautiful to see somebody that the world might call naive. And I ask myself, how can I be more like your son? So let's all pray for accountability. And if you made it through both of these episodes, give yourself a 0.1. You can be a 1.1 level beatitude. And I don't expect Christopher to track who made it through all of this, but it's an important step forward in your beatitude journey. Paul, can I bring something back to you?
Yeah.
I wanted to surprise you tonight, so I'm not going to surprise you because, I have no surprises in me. I'm very predictable. But I do want to have some swag made. I want to have like a Beatitudes blue colored bowl made that's called the Beata Bowl. And we're going to put gummies in there called Beata Bears.
Yes.
And we're going to munch on them during future shows just so we can keep the energy level up.
Perfect.
Beata Bears.
Yes.
This word you can use for anything, Beata Storch. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it can play in anywhere.
It's Beata beautiful.
Yes.
I agree.
That's like a double down on beautiful. Beata
is.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, how much? Beata beautiful. That's how, baby, you are Beata beautiful. My wife would feel really honored if that's how I called her.
Tell us how she reacts.
I will report back. Hey, okay. I'm not recording that one because we'll just see how it goes, and I'll make up the outcome to make it sound good.
Sure.
Okay.
Record-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, yes.
We actually have a recording from your wife right now.
Reverse.
Jeff, we've called everyone in your life.
Todd has called your wife and your daughter.
That's like
Everybody look under your seats. You've all got recordings.
You know, I feel like people are going to be like, yeah, I'll be on your show, but do not call anybody in my family.
You're like, LinkedIn works wonders, ladies and gentlemen.
So speaking of staying connected, please follow up with the work that Todd and Tara Storch have done in honor of their daughter Taylor, and really in honor of the idea of outliving yourself. Taylor's Gift, and you can go to taylorsgift.org. And also I would encourage you, and we'll grab the show links and put them in there too, but the old clips of when you went to visit the woman who received Taylor's heart and organ donation, the clips of the Ellen DeGeneres show. There's some really good resources. Even on the Taylor's Gift website has links to a lot of this stuff. So just go there and donate money to Taylor's Gift. That's another 0.1 on being a Beatitude level. So donate money to Taylor's Gift, become an organ donor, and pray for accountability. Todd, you're a blessing.
Appreciate that.
All right, God bless you. We'll see you all in the Eucharist.
This podcast is part of the Spoke Street Network. For more great podcasts, visit spokestreet.com.